So everybody, this is the famous, I think it's called the Minack Theatre at Porthcurno in Cornwall, just near, not too far from Sennen Cove and from Land's End, and there's actually a spring nearby that I'm actually going to see. Just look at the view here. So I'm actually booked in to see a live performance after. I never even planned to do that. I've ended up doing it because they've said that there was some folklore concert thingy going on this afternoon, so I thought, okay, I'll just buy a ticket, £10, and come and experience what this place has to offer. So this guy is doing a speech about it.
Here we go, up top over the the bar. That's way you're closer to him up there. Here we go, it's the big finish coming down here. The bar, course the around, course the bar. Yeah. Bar.
So the gentleman that was doing that speech, he was doing a reenactment of the guy, or the gardener, that helped build that whole place. And he was saying how they did it by hand. He was doing it with a lot of humour too, so it was really funny. How they just built it with a spade and a bar and dynamite they were blowing up the rocks with, and it was such a great speech, and it just gave me such an idea that these things are possible just by hand, like putting work into something that you care about. Just amazing. So he's saying this whole place was built by hand, no power tools, this whole theatre, just with that stick he's got in his hand, like a metal rod and a shovel, the whole place. So now I'm on the way to see St Levan's Holy Well, which is actually meant to be by the coast. I'm not really sure where I'm going, my maps do not work, so I'm just wandering around at the moment. But I have to be back at the theatre by 2:45. Yeah, so I've seen some sort of folk pantomime of some sort, so I'm looking forward to seeing that at 3 o'clock. So I think this might be the church here, but I think the spring is more towards the coast. So this is St Levan's Church. The spring is not actually at the church, it's at the beach, but it is a cute little church. Look at that. St Levan's. So there's quite a bit of information in this church, what I'm reading now, to do with the Holy Well and the structures that have been found underneath when they excavated it. And there's like the chapel, which is the remains of the chapel still there, I think. But then there's actually previous buildings that actually predate the chapel that have been found, and they're all to do with, again, kind of holding the water from the Holy Well, and like and it congregates inside the buildings in a certain way. And like there's the hermit and whoever it was at the chapel, obviously it's been designed to use that holy water in that way. And so there's a lot of information here to do with this. And the church, I think she said, is 14th century, this building itself. But like I always say, structures like this a lot of the time were built after previous sites already on the site itself. So before this church, I'm not really sure what was here. This is inside the church. Really nice interior. So this is St Levan's Well. So this is the water. I know you can't get an access point once again to the well to actually drink it. I'm sure there would have been once. All the access points, you know, keeps proving me right. They've all been shut off, even though the wells are still here. But it's still such an amazing well. Like, look at this. I'm just going to sit with it for a while. Look at the view out to the sea. A well with a view out to the sea. Absolutely brilliant. St Levan's, close to the church, down the footpath towards the coast. Stunning flowers here. in October. Look at these, like poppies. I think they are poppies, yeah. What a place this is. So there's so many structures all around this area. I'm not going to be able to see them all. I'm just going to be able to see a few. I'm trying to find the springs as well. But there's like, it's about 3 or 4 ancient settlements. There's so many Neolithic monuments. There's multiple stone circles. It's crazy around here. So this is just classed as inland Penzance. It's like on the moors, there's fields around me. And yeah, so what I went to before was the huge stone resting on the other two. That was incredible, but that was apparently that was a remake because it blew down in 1814, and it's not like original. It's original stones, I think, but it's not how it would have looked originally, the one that I just showed you. Because, well, I don't know why I didn't put it back. Maybe didn't see exactly what it was like before, but maybe it's purposeful deception as usual. But anyway, it's still a magnificent structure, and yeah, it still apparently goes back to the Neolithic times. So just like everything around this area, just so much. So everybody, this is it. Men Al Tol is the name of this structure. So this is one of the many Neolithic structures around these moors, which are covered in gorse flowers at the moment. And yeah, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. I mean, this one with the hole right in the middle, as if it's like a portal to another world. And then there's 2 more over here. Yeah, it's amazing how so many of these structures, how we don't actually know the true purpose of them. Like, why are they here? Like, we just don't know. Is it an alignment? Is it an energy point? Is it a portal? Is it all of them? Maybe, I don't know. It's just amazing. So I've been walking for a few miles now, and I am drenched trying to find this holy well and Celtic chapel. So I'm quite a way away from the van as well. I've never been so wet in my life, I don't think. Let's hope it's worth it. Wow, so after the longest, wettest, like, my feet are just drenched, like everywhere's drenched. I am here, and it's worth it. Look at all these offerings that people have made to this well. That is magical. What a magical place. It's like something off a Druid film, like Merlin or something. Look at that. A holy well that is still so holy. What a sacred place this is. You know, we've got to treat these places with respect. And look at these ferns as well. Look at that fern. Oh, stunning. Absolutely stunning. It was worth getting through the bog to get here. And here, next to the spring, this is the chapel. So, I've got water coming from this area here. Got ferns growing all around. It's a scheduled ancient monument there, so apparently goes back to the Celtic times. Look at that tree as well there. I think it's a yew. Or is it? I don't think it is actually. No, it's a some sort of conifer, I think. Wow. I need to get back to the van now. Walk miles back to get dry though. It's freezing and cold. So I'm back at the van now, dried up, and yeah, I'm just looking a bit more research into the well that I've just seen. So it was St Madron, Holy Well and Chapel. So where I went inside the chapel, where the water was coming down, that was from the same source as the spring from the main well as well. It says here, the water comes from the same source, yeah, as the spring. So the well and that chapel where I had some water coming down was from the same spring. And it says here that the chapel was partially destroyed by Thomas Cromwell during the Reformation and is still roofless, but its altar with its small square hole at its centre presumably to hold a cross or image of the saint, and its granite seats around the wall still survive. So that was the seat that was around the wall. And it says the site has a long history of healing. The story is told of a miraculous cure in 1640. John Trillil or something like that, who, in the words of Robert Hope, writing in 1893, had been an absolute cripple for 16 years and was obliged to crawl upon his hands by reason of the close contraction of the sinews of his legs. Following advice in a dream, he bathed at the well on the first 2, or in some accounts 3 Thursdays in May, the time when the waters were at the most potent, then slept each night upon St. Madron's bed, a grassy rise near the waters. On the 3rd day it was reported that he was fully cured, confirmed by first-hand observation of one of the Bishop Joseph Hall. He said, "I found neither art nor collusion, the cure done, the author an invisible God." Oops, the camera just went a bit weird there. So yeah, so all these wells are associated with miraculous cures. St. Mary's near myself in Penwitham is associated with so many cures as well. So yeah, there's just so much magic, and this is why I want to pay, visits to all of these holy wells, as many as I can, and because there's know how powerful these sites are. And in this book as well, it gives a bit of a sort of narrative about Men an Toll, which was the circular stone that I went to see. That's the stone of the hole in Cornish, it translates to, was probably once part of a larger stone circle created during the early Bronze Age, 2700 to 1500 BC. The other 17 stones lying on the ground nearby or buried beneath the turf. It consists that's probably, yeah, so they were probably part of the bigger one at one point. It consists of a 1.2 meter high hold stone flanked by 2 perpendicular menhirs, plus some other adjacent fallen stones. It is possible that this may have been once an earth chamber, the hold stone being the entrance. So again, it could be one of those Neolithic chambers even that maybe predate the Bronze Age, or a Bronze Age chamber perhaps as well. It seems that nobody knows, again, like I said, what these structures were used for and what they were, but that's all I'm going to see around this area. But then is close by, I'm going to try and get to another spring and one of the ancient settlements, so I'm going to try and get to there as well, maybe today, we'll see. But I don't want to get wet again. It stopped raining now. If it starts raining again, I'm just going to leave it. And yeah, it's due rain tomorrow again, so we'll just have to see. So I am in a place called Sancreed right now, and it's the same day as before, but the sun has finally come out, and you've got a nice view. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but in the background you've got the sea. And what I'm looking for now is another holy well, the holy well of Sancreed, and then there's also the ancient like civilization. All the structures are the other end of this road, I think. So I'm gonna have a wander there after. Hopefully the weather stays like this. So this is the church at Sancreed, but my map is showing me that the spring is on the right in some sort of field, and there is no footpath I can find going to the right. So this might have to be left. It's a shame. So right now I have been everywhere across so many fields, probably private, to try and get to this holy well, and I've finally come across the sign. I've been round and round again all day trying to find holy wells, in the rain, now in the mud. Now I'm going to find Sancreed one. I'm not giving up. Literally, this is the path to the holy well. It's literally so small, you could easily miss it. I was across them fields just wandering round and round, and I found this tiny little path that is so hard to find. These holy wells have been hard to find. And so boggy there too. So I am here with the sacred oak on the floor, and already I'm seeing offerings, flags and ribbons around this area again. Look at this tree. This is incredible. It's growing like a serpent or something. It's incredible. Wow, what an area. So hidden away in Sancreed. Wow, now this was worth it. Let me show you what Sancreed well looks like. Okay, so there's literally steps going down and down and down and down and down, and then there's a cave with the well right at the bottom. Look at that. That is incredible. Wow, look at this place. He says here, leave it alone, whatever, but please don't pull it up. The roots hold the earth that supports the chapel walls. Wow. So there's like a chapel. Oh, there's a chapel here as well. Look, one of them circular stones again, you can see. Look, so this is like the chapel area right next to the well again. And then you've got like a Celtic cross here. Look at that. Always these crosses mark sites of wells. It's the same at St Mary's in Pemberton. It's the same everywhere. Wherever there's a cross, wherever there's a church, there's a well, or there's a spring, or multiple. Look at that little digitalis still growing there. What a place. So just to give you an idea of where we are looking for all these structures, we've got St Michael's Mount in the distance over there. See where Merizion was on the other side of Penzance, so Penzance is to the right of that, and we're in like the hills and the moors of Penzance. So this is where we are right now. Okay, so next to me on my right is Cairnbree, I'm not sure how you say it, but I'm not going on another footpath that is, you know, sodden again, because I've got to drive for the third time today. So what I'll do is I will just, so it's right in that moorland there behind me somewhere. It's like a big cairn of some sort, and I'll put it on an image of it so you know what it is, and then we'll just leave it at that because I don't fancy another exploration this time of the evening now. But I got the name wrong anyway. It's Cairnbran, so I don't know if it's a cairn. I think it's more of a like a stone monument, or maybe an earthworks or something like that that's you can see from above. So it's Cairnbran, like but not cairn, not with an N. Okay, so what's weird is that I'm looking for now Cairn Uni, ancient settlement, and this is going to be the last stop for the day before I just chill out because I've been non-stop looking for things today. So there's no sign whatsoever at the start of this road for this ancient settlement that belongs to the National Trust, apparently, right? So all we've got is our own Google Maps to look for these places. So why don't they put clear signs up to where things are, to like where these monuments are? Or like actual parking spots, or actual, true navigation, so you know where you're going. It's mad. It's because they don't want you to see it. Has to be, because it'll be so, imagine if you didn't have a phone, you'd have no clue, you'd have to just ask everybody around. So anyway, I think this is the right road. Right, so it doesn't look like it's meant to be. I am so close to it, and look, it's not just that one, the whole path over there is saturated with water, and like these are my last pair of dry shoes, so I'm gonna have to turn back. I apologize. No Cairn Uni today. So I just put some images of Cairn Uni just so you know what I was actually looking for. I do feel a bit, you know, saddened by the fact that I didn't get to see Cairn Uni, but it was getting late anyway, and I didn't want to get wet again. So the plan is tomorrow is to head towards St Ives, because I love St Ives, and it has another holy well towards the beach, actually, on one of the beaches there. So that's what I'm going to be trying to find, and yeah, I just want to just chill out at the beach again. I already missed the sea already, and I've been a day inland. Okay, so morning everybody. I am still in the village of Sancreed, but what I didn't see yesterday is this Sancreed beacon. So before I head off to St Ives, I'm going to see Sancreed beacon. So I'll show you a bit around the area in a minute, but it's interesting, Sancreed beacon. So it says here that at the summit are the remains of two cairns, early Bronze Age ritual monuments. There is evidence that the northernmost cairn once contained a funerary urn. You can see the base of a slightly later roundhouse and traces of fields on the western slope. So it says here that the beacons were always lit to warn of danger and enemies, and there's that fear narrative again. Okay, that may have been one of its uses, but what they're not neglecting, or some amazing to say, is some information that I came across not long ago that goes so much deeper than fear and anything like that. So what these beacons used to be for is that people used to gather who were connected to the land, and when they were placed on ley lines, which I'm not sure if this place is on a ley line or on, anyways, on a sacred part of the land, obviously, because there's so many sacred monuments around this area. So what they used to do is they used to light the fire, and he used to activate the ley lines in the land. So he used to activate the actual land itself, similar to how acupuncture, when placed pressure on the body, activates parts of the body and heals the body. So the fire acted as an acupuncture pressure point. So it actually healed the land when lighting a fire on the land. So it energized the energy lines running through the land, if that makes sense. And again, it goes far beyond what we can imagine is possible, but it does. Things work in terms of energy. It's just basic knowledge now, okay? So everything's energy, and in our bodies, so just like activating our bodies, the land is being activated by the fire. So that's what our ancestors did, and that's what National Trust don't tell us. So Sancreed Beacon is up there on that hill just before the Wild Pony, and this is the view, obviously, from Sancreed Beacon, the view that I've got from the van out the morning, actually. So it's pretty good. So all the farmland over there beyond them hill, the sea is right down that area over there, and yeah, I think St Ives is in that direction over there, I think. So that's the view that we get from Sancreed Beacon. I think I'd actually first heard of that around a place called Beacon Fell in Lancashire, because that's on a ley line, and they used to light the fires on the top of Beacon Fell, hence why it's called Beacon Fell. So that was a very, very high energy point in the land of Albion, of England, Lancashire. So yeah, Beacon Fell is where I first heard of that information. Okay, so here it is, Sancreed Beacon. It's even got the actual beacon where they light the fire. It's probably the highest point in this area of Sancreed. Okay, so here I'm thinking, is this another well right next to the beacon? Because is this why I've chosen the spot? Perhaps, maybe it's just rainwater. Be interesting to see if it's like this in the dry part of the summer, because this isn't on my map of the springs of the area, but it's a possibility that this is a spring. So right now inside the church at Sancreed, and because I was told by a local that this cross behind me here was the original cross from the Battle of Somme in World War One. So I don't know, you know, he says it's original. There's actually a text all about it here, so I'll take a picture of it and leave it on so you can read it properly. So yeah, apparently this is the original from the Battle of Somme. It's so funny, like, look, behind me, right next to the church, public footpath to the holy well. That's why it took me so long yesterday. There's a public footpath right next to the post box. I went up there instead, looking round and round, when literally the footpath, it says to holy well. Okay, so right now I am actually at Caer Bran. So what's funny is that this this carrot is guiding me to see Caer Bran, because let me tell you that I was meant to feed a horse this carrot, because last night I saw a really nice horse and I said in the morning I'll bring you a carrot, and I brought him a carrot. He wasn't there and it was near Caer Bran, so I thought, okay, let's just go and see Caer Bran, let's just walk towards Caer Bran because I missed it yesterday. So that is how the carrot is guiding me to see Caer Bran. So as you can see behind me, there's like a moat that seems to go around the site, and like when the aerial view yesterday was like, it was a huge like Neolithic monument. I think it covers this whole land. On the map it does say it's a little bit down there, the focal point, but to me there's just more of a field. I think it's just the whole area, I think. Yeah, so I had another look on the map that I put on my own YouTube before, that I screenshotted, and it is that bit behind me is the moat that goes round it, and then the green field is like there's a path that goes out of it. So this whole area is Caer Bran. So I'm so glad that I'm here. It feels really good here. It feels really good. This whole place, Sancreed, wow, so much. I'm not even seeing Caer Uni because of that saturated. That is something I am going to leave. But maybe one day we'll go back to see Caer Uni. But Sancreed, wow, what a place. So you see a better closer look of the moat that goes around the place. So this is the higher bit on the map, and then that's the moat that goes all the way around. So this place is a Bronze Age and Iron Age, a multi-aged hill fort. So Caer means like hill fort in Cornish, and Bran means raven. So it's like a hill fort, and to do the ravens, the symbology is a raven. But the Bran could also be referencing the Celtic king, the King Bran of the Celts. So Bran the Blessed was a Celtic king that's in all the Welsh mythology. So you know, ancient Welsh mythology. So yeah, this is why this place could even be named after Bran or the Raven, or both. Maybe Bran was associated with the Raven. See, that is the horse I've just given a carrot to. What a horse. Okay, so I've had a brilliant time here at inland Cornwall in Sancreed, and it's time to move on now to take the journey to St Ives, where there is a holy well, and who knows what else I'm going to discover. Maybe I won't discover that much. Maybe it'll just be about chilling out by the beach again. But the holy well is on the list, so I will see you on part 3. Then I'm going to leave it at that for part 2 of Cornwall, and part 3 will be going down the west coast, places like St Ives, Bude, Tintagel, Newquay, the holy wells at Newquay. It's going to be an incredible journey down that coast.